there, you're very welcome to the first part of this three-part series on trust. What does it mean to trust in the context of relationships? Trust is a big question, isn't it? It's a huge thing to consider because trusting can be traumatic, can't it? So this first video is called Trusting Trauma. Trusting trauma. One of the key things we struggle with in this world is our ability to trust others. In the dictionary, trust is described as the assured reliance on the character, ability, strength or truth of someone or something. That's a pretty high mark to live up to, isn't it? When we expect there to be trust in our relationships with others. Note the use of the word assured reliance. In how many relationships can we say that we have assured reliance with somebody else? I mean, it sounds like an insurance company, doesn't it? Look at these funny videos, the infamous trust exercises you might have seen before.
An exercise in building trust between one another. So, Harrison, if you don't mind going first, step up here on this chair and close your eyes. All right, and then everybody fill in. And we're going to ask you to fall, and then they will catch you. So you have to trust us. So I'm going to count to 3. Just relax and fall. Okay? 1, 2, 3. No, wait, no!
But we can do a trust exercise here. I mean, look at this chair, for example. This chair has got 4 wooden legs, and it's a pretty solid chair. And I can actually sit on it like this. And I'm sitting on it, and as I'm sitting on it, I'm trusting that this chair is going to take my weight. It's going to support me. There you go. I trusted the chair because I sat on it, and it's taking my weight. So we can see, can't we, that trust is a huge thing in our lives. We need to make sure that we understand what we're doing when we trust someone. But there are 3 big reasons that we struggle with to trust others, let alone trust ourselves. The first one of these is our selfish hearts. We tend to live for ourselves first. We become king of our own hearts, don't we? Secondly, we're not easily satisfied, particularly in relationships. We want more than what the other party can give us. And thirdly, our past. The hurts of our past can hold us back. We get scared reaching out to others, so we don't trust. We stop. Reasons there why trust is difficult for us. And 2 of those, selfishness and satisfaction, are the 2 big key words here. So just hold those in your mind. Selfishness and satisfaction. They're barriers for us in trusting, aren't they? Other barriers are that firstly we might have a natural tendency not to trust, and there are many factors around that. It might be our personality type. It might be our childhood role models, the experiences that we had growing up, the beliefs and the values that we have. They all shape who we become as adults. So trust is a huge thing to consider, isn't it? We might struggle with this idea that trust is something to be earned, not given, a works-based understanding of trust. And we'll come back to that point in our future episode. Or it might be that trust brings with it unrealistic expectations. That's the second barrier. Sometimes we have unrealistic, unspoken, unclear expectations on our part and on the part of our partner in a relationship. This might start in school, such as your dad promising to play football with you when you got home from school, and then he turns around and he says, well, I'm too tired now, I don't want to play football with you. Or it could be your first teenage romantic crush, when your partner lets you down because maybe you have unrealistic romantic notions in that situation. Or as adults, it might be our relationship with our elderly parents, that they need more care, maybe more support than we realised, and we're still in a place where we need their support and their mentoring and their love to help us in our own lives. But it works both ways, doesn't it? And obviously past hurts holding us back. That's another barrier for us in developing trustworthy relationships. There's hurt people everywhere. And our past experiences with broken trust can easily derail us from developing healthy, high trust relationships. So trust is as vital in our relationships, as oxygen is to the scuba diver diving underwater. Survival is impossible without it. So we have to move beyond these reasons. We have to move beyond these barriers if we're going to develop healthy, trust-filled relationships in the future. So our self and our satisfaction play a big part in creating those relationships. But we have to remember at the end of the day that I believe that we have a creator God who loves us and who wants us to build deep, fulfilling, trustworthy relationships with ourselves, with our friends, with our family, but most of all with a God who loves us and who gave himself up for us through his son Jesus. So stay tuned and we'll explore more of these ideas in the coming weeks. Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.